Today I'm going to compare the SOW feature list and the feature list which we have developed. We'll start with the sales module and the common feature list which are there in overall CRM and the system admin. We start with the sales module and the overall feature list which are common in CRM. Starting with the lead management and the contact management in the sales module. This is the CRM login portal. Here I will log in as an admin. And when we come and logged in as an admin, here you will see the working dashboard and the employee task management and the activity details which are there. In the task management, you can assign or see the task for each and every team member which are under their manager, and the manager can assign the new task to that team member. And this task can be managed and this task can be seen with this specific team member whom this task has been assigned to. And now we come to the working dashboard. Here is the working dashboard of the team member. Here they can see the leads which are coming to them on that day, whom they have allocated that lead. And then the below part, they can see the list of deals which are there, list of quotation which they have completed till now. And the center part, which you are seeing right now, is the lead funnel. It currently shows the current month data, and we can filter out with the previous month, the previous quarter, last year, and last 5 years data. This is the overall working dashboard, and this covers our feature list, the employee task dashboard and work dashboard. Now we will go to the lead management and contact management part. When we go to the leads part, in the lead itself, we have the contact management part also. So here, the leads which we currently are seeing, here the leads are getting created. This specific page was changed multiple times, even after deploying it on production for n number of times. And this specific configuration has been done multiple times. When we talk about customization of fields in the CRM, this customization, here you can see that there are more than 5 fields which have been customized and which can be customized from the settings tab. When we see here overall 7 fields, there are 7 fields in sales model itself which can be customized. In the scope, there was overall 5 customized field for overall CRM, but in the sales module itself, we have made 7 customized field for the CRM in the sales portal. Now, again, I will come back to the lead management and contact management part. This is the lead management part. You can see all the lead details which are getting gathered. This is the lead process, the number of process which is to be covered in this lead. You can manage overall part over here. Then the next part is the contact management part. You can create a number of contacts in this specific lead, and that can be managed from here. So that covers our lead management and contact management part. When we go into the lead management, there is one more part in lead, that is the deal management. The specific lead which is getting converted from lead to deal, that has been managed over here, and the payment is also managed from here. So whatever account details, the payment details are getting captured, that is getting managed in this part. So it is taking some part of accounts also in the sales model itself. Now, when we go on the email automation, the automation of digital marketing, that is the part where we have integrated the Facebook Meta ads with the CRM. You can see for the demo purpose, we had just integrated this here, map the Facebook Meta ads for a brief time. In that brief time, we have got one lead showing that lead directly coming from the Meta ad. Here you can see all the remarks, all the details which were filled in the meta form that is being captured in the remarks, and it is showing all the details over here. And later on, this specific lead can be converted into a deal and then move on through the process. This covers the automation part. When we talk about email services and notification part, I guess customization is already completed. When we talk about email services and notification part, here all the notifications which are there that will come over here. Currently, it is a demo environment. So here, the current notifications are not there. I will show this further notification in the next module. But all the notifications which are whenever lead is getting created, I will just create a lead, and all the leads which are getting created that has been notified to the manager. As I'm logged in system admin won't be notified, but the manager would be notified. Then when I'm talking about the email services are used to send the quotation, create the user, create the forget password. For that, we have used email services. So we have covered that part over here. And when we talk about calling feature, we have integrated Tata Tele. There was already a sample recorded for this specific lead ID, where the recording earlier we were just talking about. Just let me check the lead ID. Yeah. Earlier, we have done for a specific lead, we have called assistant. Earlier, the only scope was to get the logs from the starter tally and show it. But later on, the scope was also changed that they needed a call recording. We had also put an effort to get the call recording, convert that call recording, and load it into the system. So whenever there is a call happening through a system, the call is getting recorded, and once that call has been converted from the binary system to the proper MP4, then the call recording link is over here, and the call can be seen over here and can be heard over here. So that covers our Tata daily part, the quotation. Now we'll go on to the annexure part, the quotation part. When we come to the quotation part, that is a big scope over here, which was an annexure. That's why we needed an annexure for this. We started with the template. Earlier, during the requirement gathering phase, there were only 10 pages in the template itself. Later on, currently in the month of May, you have asked us to add 2 more pages, which was not done, which was out of scope for us earlier, according to the finalized template which was given by Hiten. So here, when we talk about quotation, you can customize the common format, common templates which are there. That is like welcome message, the payment details about us, the details of Solar Smart, and later on the part which is coming directly from the lead data, that is the payback period, the chart, the map. This specific page was added later on. This specific page which you are seeing right now, and then again, we had the payment details. Here also, we were only supposed to enter the account number. Later on, this QR code was also added in the scope, which was not part of the scope earlier. When we talk about page number 8, here we have the bill of material. This all the bill of material is over here. Then on page 9, here you have the scope of work, our scope, out of scope. On page 10, we have the terms and condition. And on page 11, we have the thank you message. And in this specific page also, over here in the right side, the box which you're seeing, this specific page was a constant or dummy image which was fixed for everything. But later on, the scope here also changed. They had asked us to get the user profile image in this quotation to personalize the quotation. This was also a scope which we incorporate further on. And along with this, we had changed this quotation n number of times when we are talking about yeah, we had changed the quotation template n number of times, which we have generated. We are still changing the quotation template as per requirement, but the scope was defined for a small 2 iterations, but we have already completed 4 to 5 iterations till now. And this is the finalized quotation which gets generated in this through the system. And to create this quotation, we also had to make some adjustment in the lead form itself to capture all the data which was supposed to enter through a proper dropdown. But later on, this specific data has also been customized. As earlier, we have shown the customization in the customization fields. So here, each and every part has been customized. You can customize all the details, the panel brand, panel technology, the peak watt. These all details are coming through the system itself. Then later on, when we select the inverter brand, this is also coming from the system itself. The price is coming automatically. This was customized later on. The specific pricing part, state-wise pricing. Earlier, the pricing was common for each and every state, but later on, the request there was an enhancement request which was requested from Harshal that they needed a specific change, a specific price for each state for each panel brand. That was also customized right now. This was also added scope which we incorporate in our system and into the timeline. When now the quotation is ready, you can see the quotation over here. The quotation is getting customized through the details which the system has been created. Here we have taken all the images which have been loaded from the system. That is also customized. And this is the last page where you can see the details of the user who is creating the quotation. Now, once this is done, we'll see the scope details. The quotation part is also covered. Now we will go to the licensing part. Yeah. When we go to the licensing part, here also you can see the working dashboard, which I said that this is up throughout to the CRM. This is the working dashboard for the task, working dashboard for the user. This is the task dashboard for that specific user. Here we have divided licensing in two parts, that is before installation and after installation. That is, in before installation, there are two specific modules, that is registration feasibility. And after installation, there are two modules, that is meter process and subsidy. So these two, there are four specific small modules in licensing. When we go to the registration part, here we have whenever the lead gets converted into registration, the registration form has been filled. Here they upload the registration details, they upload the registration letter. Once this letter has been uploaded, they go to this lead will get converted into feasibility and estimate. Then they will upload the feasibility letter and the estimate letter. So this specific feasibility and registration has been customized for Maharashtra and rest of India. So this specific customization, earlier it was only for Gujarat state, but later on the scope was increased from Gujarat to Maharashtra also. So that part has been added over here. When we talk about after installation, I'll show the after installation process right now only. Here, when we talk about Maharashtra state, this was a scope which was added later on. And due to this scope, this was a specific chunk of scope which was replaced with the HR module. So we have prioritized the Maharashtra licensing after installation, and we have planned the HR module in the next phase of the development. And next phase will be will be through a new annexure which will be developed for HR module specifically, which will have their own commercial and have their own timeline. And when we talk about the Maharashtra licensing part to meter process, here the work completion report is to be uploaded. Later on, there are 5 certificates which have been generated from the system itself. And once that certificate has been generated, they can download it with the stamp and without the stamp. So this development was been done in the later scope. This was changed in the month of December. And when we talk about licensing part 2 for Gujarat state, so for Gujarat state, we have the system will create a 30-page PDF and it will show all the details over here. So as per our scope, we are talking about in licensing, we have covered meter process, registration, feasibility estimate, meter process, and subsidy claim. Let me come to the subsidy claim part. In the subsidy claim part, whenever the project gets closed, a meter is installed, we have a subsidy claim process. Whether the subsidy claim has been uploaded in the system or not, we track that details. And once it is accepted, when was subsidy disbursed and what amount was disbursed, we collect that details also. So in that manner, we have completed the licensing part. And when we talk about project acquisition, process management, this all process, we have divided the process into 4 steps, which I have mentioned earlier: registration, feasibility, now we'll go to the next module. We'll go to the accounts module now. In the accounts module, you will again see the working dashboard for a specific team member. Later on in the right side, you will see the task dashboard for a team member. And once this is done, in accounts, we have 5 details, 5 segregation. First is for specific consumer payment details for that project. Once the project is converted into a deal, whatever payment status or whatever payment the customer pays to Solar Smart, that is to be logged through the salesperson. Once the salesperson uploads the payment details through the sales portal, the accounts person needs to check and verify it with the bank statement whether the payment has been received or not. Once it is approved, that payment will then start reflecting in this payment details tab. When we go to the next part, that is dispatch part, whenever project gets ready for dispatch and the bill of material has been fixed, the accounts team needs to upload the e-way bill and the invoice copy for the specific project. So in this manner, the dispatch is connected with the accounts. When we go to the installation invoices, whatever invoices the contractor is to be paid, that we are collecting over here. We are seeing the details, how much invoices have been completed, how much invoices have not been paid. So here, as soon as the invoice has been raised and approved from the installation manager, the accounts team, whenever they pay to a specific contractor, they will need to upload the invoice. They will need to enter the amount which they have paid to that contractor, at what date they have paid the contractor, and what was the mode of transaction. They need to upload the proof of that payment. And once this is done, the contractor module, which the specific user is using, that is, they can get updated over there. When we go on to the service contractor part, it is something similar to installation contractor part, where the contractor, where the service manager has whatever invoices the service manager has been approved, that invoices will get approved from the service manager, will come to the invoice accounts team, and whenever the accounts team will pay that, whenever the accounts team will pay that amount, that will get reflected over here. And they will need to add in a similar pattern. They will get this similar look. They will need to upload the payment status over here for the service contract. And once that service contract has been completed, the service contract will get updated. And the last part for the payment status. So whenever a customer gets paid or whenever the customer has to see the amount, whether how much amount is to be collected from the customer. That part is connected for service part. So whenever, for example, I have charged a service of 5,000 rupees to a customer, that amount is to be received in the system, and then once that amount is received in the system, that is shown over here. So in this manner, we have connected accounts model with sales, dispatch, installation, and service part. So this covers our accounts module. Now when we go to the we'll go with the sales and order module now. So in sales and order, we have sales and order part, dispatch, and procurement module. So I will start with the sales and order part. again, which what you're seeing is in the left side, we have the working dashboard for that specific team member. In the right side, you have the task management dashboard and activity dashboard. When we go on to the sales and order module, there are three different parts. First is the dispatch module itself. Then we have the inverse module, that is the procurement module, and this settings is the bill of material module. When we talk about dispatch module, here we have the dispatch, the projects which are coming in the dispatch module. We have divided into two steps. In the first step, we have confirmation of the bill of material and the confirmation of the goods which we need to dispatch to the customer. And then second step is completing the adding the transport details, getting the invoices, system invoice and e-way bill from the accounts. And once this is done, this project will get converted into licensing. Sorry, this project will get converted into installation part. So here is the dispatch module. And this dispatch module is connected with the inverts, which is the procurement module. Here, the installation manager or the dispatchment or inventory manager will need to add the panel brands. For example, I have selected panel brand ABC of 540 watt. Then here they can edit the quantity. They will need to add the quantities in the system. And once the quantity has been added, whenever dispatch get dispatched, whenever the material is dispatched, if the material quantity is going below 25% of the existing material, the system will start showing a notification, start showing the trigger on the dashboard also, so that the installation manager will be aware that which material has been gone below 25%. And this list of material which you are currently seeing over here, this specifically is been controlled from the settings part. Here, the bill of material has been mapped for each and every panel brand and peak watt. There is a specific bill of material which needs to be shared with the customer or which needs to be dispatched to that specific location. That has been managed over here. The sales and order part, the trigger that this is the number of quantities which needs to be shared to the customer, delivered to the customer. That has been mapped over here for each specific capacity. Later on, when we go into the inwards part, here we have the sales and order tracking, that whatever product has been come in the system and how much it is going out, that has been tracked over here. You can see how much quantity is available in the system, and this quantity is mapped with the warehouse, and that is to be mapped manually. So this covers our dispatch, just stock and order dispatch and procurement model. Now we will go to the installation part. In the installation part also, here in the left side, you see we have the working dashboard for that installation manager or installer. And in the right side, we have the task dashboard for that specific user and the activity dashboard. In the installation model, it is covering two user personas. I would say three user personas. One is the installation manager, installation team. Second is the installer contractor, and third is the service contractor. So whenever the project gets allocated in the installation part, here they will see all the allocated projects. The installation manager, before I go to the project, whenever a contract is getting added in the system, they will add the state of that contractor. They will add the price for that contractor. They will select the status of that contractor, whether that contractor is active or not. This part has been done from the installation manager part. When we go into the allocation and verification part, this is the overall project where the contractor is being assigned. Here, when you are seeing the steps, first we are allocating the project and assigning the price. Next, we are checking the work status of the project. Next, then the installer will verify the photos which the contractor has shared with the installation manager. Unless and until the photos are verified, the invoice for the specific contractor cannot be raised. So this specific part this is the flow for the installation part. Whenever there are 12 photos, there are 12 photos which needs to be uploaded. There are sample photos for each and every part. So when we see that this is a sample photo and this is uploaded photo, they can approve or reject on the basis of this part. Then there is one more part which we have done, that whenever a serial number or QR code has been uploaded in the system will directly get the serial number from that QR code. We have also developed that part also in the installation part. Along with that, now I will show the contractor part, which is the contractor review. This is the contractor view. Here, before starting the project, the contractor will raise an OTP for that registered mobile number on the registered mobile number for the customer. They will start installing. After installation, they will need to upload these photos. Once these photos have been uploaded, as I've shown earlier in the installation manager part, the photos will get approved. And once the photos are approved, the contractor can raise the invoice for the specific work which they have done. And after closing the project, the contractor will need to again take the OTP from the customer. Once the OTP is taken from the customer, they can see when the work was completed. And in the right side, which you're seeing, we are tracking the amount for this specific project which the contractor has spent on this project. And then when I'm talking about the installation part, which is connected with the accounts module, whenever the contractor raises an invoices, whenever the contract completes the project, he will be able to see the projects which have completed. Once this completed project has been done, they will generate an invoice. They will just click on this and they will generate the invoice. Once the invoice has been generated, this invoice will go to the installation manager. Installation manager will verify this invoice and send it to accounts. When they send it to accounts, uh, the accounts team will approve it, and whenever the accounts team start paying the detail, start paying the right, you can see over here, whenever they start paying the detail, paying the contractor, they can see this is the invoice which was generated. This is the payment which they have done. This was the payment proof, and this was the detail date on which the payment has been done, and this was the type of transaction which was done through the payment. Payment was done through, and this is the part for contractor. Now, so this is the installation part. Now we'll go to the next part, that is the service part. Post-sale service management and ticketing management. So there is a link which will need to be shared with the customer. As soon as this link has been shared, the customer can raise a ticket through their mobile phones at any time. So again, I will come to the service dashboard. In the left side, you are seeing the working dashboard. In the right side, you are seeing the test, the task dashboard, and the below part in the left side, right side is the activity tracker. When we see the service allocation, the service manager can create their token or create the ticket manually, or the service ticket can be directly generated from the link which we have shared with the customer manually. So once that is done, here, once that is done, the service manager will assign a ticket. Here also they can assign the tickets to the service contractor, where they can check the details on the call itself. If the solution is not taken, if the solution is not done on the call, they can assign that ticket to the site person. The site person will visit, they will check the details, and once the detail has been done, then the work will be get approved, the photos will be approved, and once that is done, they can enter the amount and raise the bill for the contractor. And the warranty part, which we have shown earlier, the warranty is getting calculated over here. The warranty is for 8 years from the date of meter installed. So if the date of meter install is past 8 years, this specific warranty status will show as out of warranty. And there is a priority system over here. When the ticket is between 0 to 2 days, we have low priority. When the ticket is between 2 to 4 days, we have high priority. And when the ticket is above 4 days, we have a ticket status of high priority. And the invoice part, when we are talking about the invoice part, again, as I mentioned earlier, the service contractors are also in the installation module. So whichever projects which have been assigned to service managers, service contractors, they will need to see all the details over here. We call they can call the customer, or they can close the ticket. If the ticket was not closed, they have to complete the site visit. They have to upload the photos. The, then once they need to close the ticket, they will send a OTP to the customer. Once the customer sends the OTP, then only this specific project will get closed. And when we talk about the service bill, here if the contractor is spending any amount other than the allocated amount, they will need to upload the bill, and then that will get approved from the service manager. And this is the payment details which they need to pay to the contractor, and this is the payment details which they will need to take from the customer. And once the project is completed, the contractor can raise an invoice. Once the invoice is generated, again the invoice will be shared with the manager. Once the manager has been shared that invoice to the accounts team. Once the accounts team paid that invoice, then that invoice will be shown, or the payment status will be shown over here. So this is the part of the service management. Now, when we go into the once that is done, now we have media module. In the media module, we have completed the security compliances, account announcements, and compliance management. This model is something which was replaced with the legal specific details. So when we talk about media module, here the priority was changed from legal to media module. Here, even though the priority was changed, they have added a new scope of circular documents, which is a part of legal part. And the marketing and the photo gallery is something which was added earlier due to the scope change. So here in photo gallery, they can create folders. They can upload media. This is for internal purpose. Whatever events they are having in SolarSmart, they can upload the images. The admin can upload the images, and the users can download or see these images. When we talk about media management or marketing media, here the user, the admin can upload the media for Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and whether it is an image or video. If they are uploading an image, they need to select the ratio for that image, what type of image they are uploading, and what is the watermark orientation they want. So when I'm talking about watermark orientation, they have asked us to, whenever the user will download the image, they want to have the phone number and the name of that user downloading that image, so that whenever an end customer sees or go through this post, they can directly connect with the SolarSmart or the user who have created this post. So in this manner, this is the media part. In the circular part, the circular is something which was created for announcement, and compliance management. So whatever policies the SolarSmart team has, that is to be uploaded over here, and the SolarSmart employees will be able to see that policies in the downloaded folders. So this covers the security announcement and compliance management. Now, when we will go to the system admin module. So here in the system admin module, we have the report analysis and user definition and customizable role assignment. So in the system admin module, and again log in through as a system admin. Here we have the options to create the roles, level 1, level 2, and level 3. Earlier, during the earlier stage of requirement gathering, the client, that is Herschel and Hithan, had asked us to create. They have given a hierarchy, and they had asked us to create the roles as per that hierarchy. And we had created the role hierarchy as per the given hierarchy chart. And then later on, after deploying all project, everything, they had again revisited and asked us to change the role management part, which was the base of the application. And this was again done with the work of about 26 days, 25 days, working days, where we had State-wise allocation, we have also started we have given the option to create roles for level 1, 2, 3. Along with that, we have also started giving the sales state-wise segregation for a specific user. And along with this, multiple managers can have multiple team members which can report in a cross-section way. That a manager can be reported, a team member can report to n number of managers in that way. So that specific development was done in the scope change part. And this specific part covers the user definition and customized role assignment. So when we talk about the user creation, in the user creation, we can assign the users, we can assign the role, new roles to that specific user. We can assign the states for that specific user. We can change the state for that user. And this is the customized role and user creation part. And when we talk about the report analysis for the system admin, here the admin or the CEO or MDs can see overall report for overall organization, that what is the status of the sales licensing before dispatch, what is the status of the dispatch department, installation department, licensing department. These are details which we are seeing over here. Later on, in the right side, you can see the number of projects which have been closed over here, the total revenue which is generated. You can also segregate it state-wise and the number of projects which was covered completed over time till in this week, month, quarter, or last 5 years. So this covers the report analysis and user definition part. And this covers the overall scope. And when we see that there is one more part, that the Android and iOS application. So when you see the application is already up on Google Play Store. When you see over here, the application is already live on the Google Play Store and it is available for the use. When we go on to the later part, for the iOS version, due to this server issue, we are not able to upload once everything has been created properly, all the features have been pushed. We have already started the process. We have deployed the application on the Apple's Play Store, and it is currently under review. Now, when we talk about the HR module has been skipped, and it was skipped due to the reason that we had added a new scope, which was for around 210 hours for Maharashtra, licensing part 1 and licensing part 2, that is licensing before installation, licensing after installation. That's why we have prioritized licensing module on the HR module. And that's why the HR module will be an out of scope and it will be a phase 2 requirement.